Hello, welcome back to the Barley Lads. As always, I'm Zane with Bryce behind the camera. Today we're going to be talking about Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's coming out of the Jim Beam Distillery in Claremont, Kentucky. ABV 40% or 80 proof. This is also a non-age statement, but we know that it's a minimum of 4 years as a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. The price range should be between $16 and $20. And the mash bill, this is a fairly common mash bill for bourbons. You got 75% corn, 12% barley, and 13% rye. Okay, so let's get to the tasting. With Jim Beam, you're really getting those classic bourbon notes. You're always going to pick up oak, vanilla, caramel notes. And that's on everything from the nose to the tasting to even on the finish. You still have that. It's not a strong finish. It goes away fairly quickly. Not a lot of burn with it coming in at 80 proof. Interesting facts about the Jim Beam Distillery. It's actually on the bottle when you purchase. The 7 generations of the Beam family. It's been around since 1795. Originally it was called Old Tub, but the name was changed to Jim Beam for James Beam, the 5th generation, when they reopened after Prohibition. Interesting thing about the Prohibition, obviously all distilleries were shut down in the U.S., but once they were allowed to reopen, the Beam family reopened within 120 days by rebuilding the entire distillery. We were talking about the mash bill earlier. Like I said, it's a fairly... it's good. It's a fairly common mash bill when it comes to bourbons. It is twice distilled. They use column stills. That column still goes directly into a doubler, which is similar to a pot still. On another episode, maybe we'll cover the difference between column stills and pot stills and what it kind of does to the distillate. With that price range of $16 to $20, you can really find this anywhere. It's a classic bourbon. You're not going to go wrong with it. Good for cocktails. Good for just drinking it neat like I do. You can always add a little bit of water if it's too much heat for you. Add a little ice when it's hot out. The other thing about the making of Jim Beam is that it's a sour mash. And what that means is that some of the, when they're basically making beer, some of that mash is held back before it goes into the distillate, and they're using that in the next batch. So it gives them a more cohesive flavor from batch to batch when they are taking that old mash and putting it into the new one. So, well guys, thanks for watching another episode of the Barley Lads. Once again, we've been talking about Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.